Leif Erikson is considered the most famous Viking explorer. He was born in Greenland and his family settled in an area called Vinland. On October 9, 1000, Leif Erikson and his crew are said to have arrived in Vinland on a ship leaving from Iceland. This is considered to be the first discovery of America by Europeans. Iceland's discovery of America is one of the great discoveries in human history. This epic voyage by Leif Erikson and the Vikings symbolizes the peak of seafaring and exploration. Although still controversial, this discovery marks the first European contact in the history of the Americas and celebrates an important heritage in Iceland and America. Leif Erikson's discovery of America is still controversial among historians and researchers, and conclusive evidence is lacking. However, the claim is considered an important story in the history of the discovery of America by Europeans. In Iceland, October 9th is celebrated as Leif Erikson Day, highlighting the importance of Viking exploration in America. Yugoslav King Alexander I was assassinated in Marseille, France, on October 9, 1934. This assassination was carried out by Veljko Kuprlović, a member of the Croatian nationalist organization Ustaša. The main objective of the assassination was to target the Croatian separatists who opposed Yugoslavia's existence as a united kingdom. King Alexander and French Foreign Minister Louis Barthou had met during a sports event in Marseille when the assassins carried out the attack. Both King Alexander and Barthou were killed during the assassination, and several others were injured. Following the assassination, the perpetrators were quickly apprehended, with most of them being killed at the scene. This event heightened political tensions in the region and worsened the existing political instability in the Balkans. In Yugoslavia, Prince Pavel, the son of King Alexander, succeeded him, but the country was occupied by Nazi Germany the following year and fragmented. This assassination was a reflection of the political and ethnic tensions of the time and marked the beginning of greater instability in the Balkans. After this event, conflicts and chaos in the region continued to escalate. On October 9, 2006, North Korea declared that it had conducted an underground nuclear test, revealing the existence and capability of its nuclear weapons. North Korea's announcement implied that it had become a nuclear power and successfully carried out such a test. This nuclear test sparked considerable international apprehension and was strongly condemned by the United Nations Security Council. The test heightened concerns about the proliferation of international nuclear weapons and led to diplomatic tensions among various countries. North Korea's nuclear tests contributed to regional and international instability and were perceived as a serious threat by many nations. Subsequently, the international community employed various sanctions and diplomatic efforts in response to North Korea's actions. North Korea's nuclear program and tests continue to be a significant issue in international relations. The Karbala incident dates back to the early days of Islam. Hussein, the son of Prophet Ali, was the leader of those who followed his leadership and rebelled against the rule of the Umayyad Caliph Yazid. Yazid demanded Hussein's allegiance, but Hussein did not accept Yazid as a legitimate leader and rebelled against him. Hussein set out from Mecca to Kufa with his family and close supporters. The number of his supporters increased over time, but Yazid's army blocked his path and besieged them in a region called Karbala. On October 10, 680, a great battle took place in Karbala. The followers of Hussein were few in number and were struggling with thirst and hunger. Yazid's army surrounded Hussein and his followers, and a fierce battle ensued. The Battle of Karbala was a bloody conflict in which Prophet Hussein and his close relatives, as well as most of his followers, were martyred. Hussein was also martyred in this event. The Battle of Karbala is commemorated every year on Ashura, the 10th day of the Islamic calendar month of Muharram. This day is recognized by Shia Muslims as a symbol of sacrifice, justice, and resistance of Prophet Hussein. On the day of Ashura, various religious rituals are performed, and the memory of Prophet Hussein is kept alive. On this date, the first steam-powered ferryboat named Juliana commenced its operations between New York City and Hoboken, New Jersey. This event signifies a significant development in transportation during the early 19th century. Juliana was the first steam-powered ferry, serving as a crucial example of how steam power could be applied in the transportation sector. This new mode of transportation offered a faster and more efficient means of transporting passengers and cargo. The introduction of Juliana improved intercity transportation and strengthened the connection between New York City and Hoboken. Steam-powered ferries, in the years to come, would become a transformative development in the transportation sector worldwide. This event is regarded as a milestone in transportation history, contributing to the proliferation of steam-powered ferries and the enhancement of transportation efficiency. NASA initiated the first manned spaceflight under the Apollo program. Apollo 7 was a spacecraft carrying American astronauts Walter Schirra, Don Isley, and Walter Cunningham. Apollo 7 entered Earth's orbit and remained in space for 11 days. This mission marked the beginning of a long-term program aimed at sending humans to the moon as part of the Apollo program. The primary objective of the Apollo 7 mission was to demonstrate that astronauts could live and work safely in space. During this mission, the Apollo 7 astronauts conducted tests on the spacecraft's systems, performed live television broadcasts, and collected various scientific data from Earth. The mission was considered a significant step for the later stages of the Apollo program and was successfully completed. The success of Apollo 7 was a crucial part of the preparations leading to the Apollo 11 mission, which ultimately achieved the first human landing on the moon, making the United States the first country to accomplish this historic feat.